All right, let's just jump right into this. We are looking at one of the wildest, most audacious, and, frankly, brilliant moves that Silicon Valley has seen in a long, long time. On the surface, it looks like a simple, impossible offer. But what it really is a brand new kind of corporate warfare.
So just imagine for a second you're Google, and you get this message from a tiny AI startup. $34.5 billion in cash for your most prized possession, Chrome. This one quote kicked off an absolute firestorm, and it's the central mystery we're going to unpack here.
And this is where it gets just completely absurd. Perplexity AI, the company making the offer, is only valued at $18 billion. So they offered almost double their entire company's worth for just one piece of Google. I mean, how is that even possible?
So this brings us to the real question of this whole thing. Why in the world would a company make a gigantic offer that it seems like they could never ever afford? It almost feels like a joke, but trust me, the strategy behind it is anything but. To really put this into perspective, think of it like this. It's like you walking up to a billionaire and offering them $35 million for their super yacht with money that you don't actually have. That is the level of sheer nerve we are talking about. It's a move that's designed to just make you stop and ask, wait, what is really going on here?
Let's keep going, because the what is crazy enough, but the why is where you see the real genius. See, the timing of this offer was not random at all. In fact, it was so precise, it's basically impossible for it to be a coincidence.
And here is that timing. The offer drops just 1 month before a federal judge is supposed to rule on whether Google should be forced to sell Chrome because of antitrust violations. All of a sudden, this impossible offer starts to look like a very, very calculated move.
And Perplexity, they're not even being subtle about it. Their CEO, Arvind Srinivas, publicly framed the deal just like this. And the subtext here is just crystal clear. They're setting themselves up as the good guys. The ones ready to swoop in and rescue Chrome from the clutches of a giant monopoly.
So yeah, this all begs the question, what is the real play here? If it's not really about buying Chrome, then what's it all for? This is where we get to peel back the layers and get to the actual heart of the strategy.
Because you see, this was never about buying Chrome. Perplexity isn't playing checkers here. They're playing 4D chess. This was never meant to be a financial transaction. It was a strategic masterstroke designed for a much, much bigger game.
Let's just break down their actual objectives. First, grab massive global media attention. Done. Second, position themselves as the noble savior of Chrome. Check. Third, instantly make themselves look like a serious competitor, one who isn't afraid of Google. Absolutely. And finally, get a ton of buzz for their own new browser. All of that accomplished with a single press release. And this, right here, this is the big aha moment. While Wall Street was busy writing this off as just the publicity stunt, what was really happening was a sophisticated act of strategic warfare. It's not about buying the asset, it's about planting a little seed of doubt in a monopoly's power. And this one move is just a single battle in a much bigger war that's heating up as we speak. We are literally witnessing the beginning of the new browser wars, a fight for control over how every single one of us gets to the internet. The stakes, they could not be higher. Chrome has a mind-boggling 3 billion users. That's almost half the planet. But now, new players are jumping into the game. Perplexity has its Comet browser, and there are even whispers that OpenAI is building its own. In the age of AI, you see, the browser isn't just a window to the web. It's the key to everything.
So now, let's flip this around and look at what it all means for Google. Because for them, this isn't just a little annoyance. This new competition is a direct threat to a very, very big number. Just look at that number, $240 billion. This is what's on the line. It's an amount of money that's almost hard to comprehend, and it is the engine at the very heart of Google's entire business.
Yep, that number is Google's annual ad revenue. And the engine that keeps that whole machine running? It's Chrome. Chrome is what collects user data, it directs traffic to Google Search, and it keeps that whole advertising ecosystem humming.
If Google loses control of the browser, they could lose everything.
So, what's the verdict? Is Google going to sell? Of course not. But that doesn't even matter, because strategically speaking, Perplexity already won. They achieved every single one of their real goals without spending a dime. They've completely changed the conversation and put themselves on the map as a major player.
And this leaves us with a final, really fascinating thought. This whole thing signals a huge shift in how power works in the tech world. It shows that you don't actually need to outspend a giant to challenge them. Sometimes all you have to do is outthink them.